Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm Will Dragon and this is Timberborn on our beautiful village of San Fran, Beaver. That's right ladies and gentlemen, we are beautifully forging ahead on hard mode, trying to survive. Now of course we are currently building our little reservoir, and there's been a lot of comments on the videos about why am I building this when I need a bad water reservoir first. And you've got a point. You do. I'm not going to deny it. So maybe I do change process and put this as priority first. Now that is mediocre priority. So maybe I do switch. And we come up here and we make this our top priority. Because once that's built, we will then be able to divert our bad water down here. We do then have a future project to allow us to not have bad water affect us here, which can then also push some good water over in this direction. So let's go ahead and do that. We have 0 spare beavers and 0 empty jobs. We are, of course, quite heavily controlling things, I suppose you could go and say. We did, of course, lose a large part of our logging industry. That all is perfectly fine to me, quite frankly. Because, and let's just go and... we go and place all of that with pine trees. They grow a little bit faster, and if we do get hit by another bad tide before we're ready, it's not going to be such a loss as opposed to losing oak trees. And so we are pumping out the water as fast as we possibly can. We have a lovely full medium tank now, and we have a lot of our small tanks being filled up as well. So that should be able to get us through the next version of whatever drought we have. And how many builders have we managed to get? We've only got 2 builders. Now I would kind of like some more builders, if I'm perfectly honest. And I don't know why this building's glowing with these 2 buildings, but let's just accept it. I'm going to go and lose a hauler and add a builder. And, oh, we do have a job that's... no, we don't. That's not missing. He was just switching over. Let's go up to double speed as we watch things start to go along. Okay, and things are looking pretty good in general. Things are looking pretty good. Yeah, I think we're going fine. A building does lack a worker. That is a lumber mill. I'm okay with that for now. I've got 200 planks. That's going to keep me going for quite a while, even with the extra projects I have to do. We have 2 injured beavers. 2, you say? I've only got 1 medical bed. Everybody panic. Let's go and just build more medical beds. That's probably a healthier response than panicking, to be honest. Let's go and stick you down here. I'm actually going to make you top priority. Let's get that built just so we can keep our beavers online. Then, of course, we have our contaminated beaver. Cami Mid. Now, we're going to go and rename this guy. Strange Bob. He's our contaminated beaver. Unfortunately, he is probably going to stay contaminated until the day he dies. Because, you know, it's Strange Bob. It's just who he is, really. Okay, and our beavers are... they're pretty much going to keep focusing on all of this, I think, because they do have access to be able to do that. Let us... put those 2 at medium priority. See if we can get them to turn around and just get this bed built. Like I said, you don't want injured beavers. It's just a waste of workforce. We'll try and get those guys back online. Our water tanks are continuing to fill up. And of course, we haven't even been announced by our next bad event, which we probably will do by morning. That's okay. Let's go up to full speed. I think we've generally got a handle on everything. We've got 1 guy still collecting scrap metal. Plenty of said scrap metal. And we have some... ooh, bad tide. It's a good thing we probably turned around to start doing this, as opposed to... aha, that's now been done. Let's Come back and focus on these again. As, well, yeah, I suppose you guys were in fact right. Do this before the reservoir. I mean, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't think it would have been too much of a difference in the long run, if I'm perfectly honest. But, yeah, no, I hold my hands up. Of course, we'll go and get this built now, probably by the end of the bad tide. And then we won't have another bad tide for a very long time. Watch this space. We'll just keep getting hit by droughts. Because I don't think we're going to get this built before the bad tide. I would be impressed and very happy if we did. But I don't think that's quite going to happen. So, unfortunately, obviously, most of this is going to go and die again. And so that actually, you know what? I am going to push it for that Chocolato Biscotte. I am, in fact, going to say make all of those that, but I'm going to tell you to focus on pine to begin with. Well, in fact, I say that. Let's just... yeah, let's focus on pine for a second. And I will eventually say none. It's just, you know, I don't really want to, like, replant this area with the oak, because it will just die. But you can come back and plant this little area that's been undone. Oh, would you look at that? Materials are being thrown down. We will have enough materials for all of it very easily. And so you are going to close above contamination of 1%. That means it closes if there's high contamination. Yes. Sluices always confuse me. You are going to close above the downstream depth of... I'm happy to keep it at 0.5. That works out for me just fine. I mean, as you can see, it's currently on a 0.7, and that's how it should pretty much stay because of these. So I'm good with that, to be honest. Once I put sluices here, that will potentially be even higher. We shall see. Would you look at them go? We are, unfortunately, as I said, not quite going to make it. We will probably have this built about 3 days in, 3 or 4 days into the bad tide, I would think. Hey, we're getting there, though. We are starting to block it off. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. That's all I can say. Oh, we can go and get another builder. Our injured beavers have come back. Of course, we still do have a contaminated beaver. Strange Bob. Well, we unfortunately can't do too much about him. And... what I might go and do... yeah, I've not really got anything to... oh, yes, I do. Right up to height number 1. Woo! Only just blocked off that bad tide. And so what I'm going to go and do is I am going to stick a cheeky builder's hut just in here. I'm going to call that top priority. We're going to go and call you guys all normal priority because I'm pretty sure they were the first thing I put down. Call you guys fairly top priority. Because we'll keep these guys pumping as much as possible. They're not going to get much more out. They might get a tiny bit before all the water technically becomes... oh, all of these are full. Look at that. Let's just go and... I mean, they can get a tiny bit more out if they can, in fact, get a tiny bit more out. That makes sense at all. Let's go and pause those two. I don't know how I've got vacancies. Ah, that'll be because this place is now online. Go and pause all of these. Okay, so we do now have a couple of extra builders in. Let's get another hauler back. And let's start another inventor. So basically, we're going to use this moment whilst we don't have the availability of our water pumps to in fact get some extra building done. Now I'm just going to double check. I assume they are all... yep, still going to keep coming up here. There are not so many... oh, bad times. Bad times. He is still reachable. I'm just going to get rid of these stairs, quite frankly. Let's... Oh, we've got another unwild beaver. Of course, it's one of the young ones. That should stop them coming down here to build this, because I don't want them actually... But oh, apparently we can build that. I question that logic, but we shall find out. Yes, I don't want them building that in the contamination zone. However, yes, let's very much go and tell you what, considering the fact I'm going to also open you, and you can also be auto open for now. I may as well just let the bad tide flow. And, for instance, keep my power going. Because there's really... Oh, we overflowed a little bit here. What happened there? We're potentially getting some problems with all this building I'm doing. Because there's really no need whatsoever for me to simply block it off and just let this slowly start to evaporate as bad water. There's really no need. I may as well just let it flush out for the whole course of what we're doing. Okay, and so, you know what, we can go and pause you as well. That does give us an extra beaver. You can go and become an inventor. May as well use them where they can be used. And so I suppose, aha, we are getting dandelions. Now, for well-being to get us an apothecary, a herbalist, I keep calling it an apothecary. We need berries, dandelions, and paper. We also need 300 science. We do have, but we also need 250 for my paper mill. Now, how are you generally doing? You have 450. That's, I think 100, and I don't even know. What am I going to use this? That's 50, and that's 120. We've got plenty to spare. Let's go and grab a paper mill. Let's not grab a paper mill. We are out of space, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, and now this is going to look ugly as sin. Yes, let us start getting some paper. Now, paper comes in a warehouse. And a warehouse will then need to be built. So, warehouse, you say? Warehouse, I do say. That will be for paper. We are then going to build another medium storage. We have the gears, we have the planks, we have the power. We are going to go and build another medium storage there. For water. And then these ones that are empty, let's go and chuck 2 of you to being antidote. And then we need to wait till we get 300 science. And we can start to build some more of this. Let's go and priority you. Because, I mean, yeah, this is... We're kind of waiting till the bad tide till all of this can really come into effect. Let's go and get paper up and running. And yeah, because the only thing we're really struggling on is metal, and none of that's going to be a problem. I don't think I would need that for a herbalist. No, I would not. And so our herbalist is, for now, going to come in here. Although I am also going to drop down another house. I think we're okay in terms of our food and our water supplies. I mean, I keep having to rework this out. 30 beavers. That's 60, let's call it 75 at a push. 75 times 7 is something. Ladies and gentlemen, here we do hard maths in a game. 450, 500 and something. I have 668, and I massively overestimated. So let's go and get another house. You've been marked as paper. You've been marked as water. You've been marked as antidotes. And I have 3 jobs unfilled. Go and take 2 of you off you. Who are the jobs that don't have people? We have no idea. Oh, we have one guy here. A paper mill. Well, that makes sense. I've just gone and built it. And is that in fact now the only guy? It is the only guy. I'm going to take another guy off that. Let's get you in the paper mill. Beautiful. That's built for paper. That's built for more water. So that now puts our capacity up to a lovely 1140. That is still nice and full. We probably will need to turn that back on before time's done. I have a feeling we have not marked all these trees for the cutting. We have, actually. We just don't seem to have gotten around to them. So much so that they've gone and started growing sap. Well, there you go. We are going to hopefully get a few more beavers then. We've just gone and turned that on. But like I said, we do need 300, I believe I said. You can pause. You're very much not needed. You are wonderfully finished. Like I said, there's no point in diverting it, though. I may as well keep my power going. And keep myself building what I'm building. Beautiful, and we have lots of berries as well. So, as soon as we are able, we'll go and get that herbalist. And who knows? We may even... Strange Bob. Strange Sue. Okay, so we may even manage to cure Strange Bob and Strange Sue. Who only knows? We will, we'll try our best, folks. We will try our best. We promise to not rest until Strange Bob and Strange Sue have gotten the medical help they need. We're actually down a bit on logs, to be honest. Although I don't know why. I feel like... Although, in fact, no, I do know why. It's because we're cutting so many of them. We've got a spare beaver. Let's go and put you to use on you. All right, folks. We've got 300. Let's go and get ourselves a herbalist. Yes. Now, I'm not going to lie. Near enough, all of this will be 100% rearranged by the time I'm actually finished with San Fran Beaver. But unfortunately, we're still 100% in survival mode. There is no great building. There is no fantastic usage of space or the things that are available to us. We are 100% still in build mode. Sorry, survive mode. We're always in build mode, we're beavers. But we are 100% still in survival mode. Yeah, so we definitely we need a lot of logs. And of course, with this forest coming offline, that could be difficult. But you do have range over most of it, and you do have range over all of it. So that will hopefully help. Aha, now let's get a beaver in here. I'm going to go and pause my builder's hut. Oh no, in fact, let's pause an inventor. Let's unpause my builder's hut. Let's keep as many builders going as possible. Although I'm actually running low on planks, so no. Let's undo that again. Because, you know, there's no point in pushing ahead with building when I'm about to run out of materials. And, you know, there is a fair bit of building left to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's call that 20, 35. So, I mean, you know, 350 to 400 logs are still needed. So, do you know what? I'm even going to take one guy out of you and put it into you. Oh, no, wait, we do now have a guy spare. Oh, wait, let's turn this guy back on as well. Who is missing a worker? The fluid dump. Do you know, I'm happily going to go down to 2 builders. Because, yes, things like this happen, and we need to make sure this stays as full as possible. We are down to 2.5 days of the bad cycle. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of devastation, bad things are happening, but we've basically done it. Our bad tide defense is in. Our bad tide will now flow down here. And so this we should be able to keep all fresh with our soon to be built small reservoir up and running. Yeah, that should all work perfectly fine. And so the next time we get a bad tide, we will be ready and waiting. We'll of course then divert it down here. As I said, it'll come out here. Things will look good, ladies and gentlemen. Things will look good. And then of course, let's oh, no, 2 beavers are still contaminated. How much antidote do we have? Apparently none. We are producing antidote though, right? Yes, we've got 19 of it here. Where's Strange Bob and Strange Sue? There's one of them. I see him right there. Hang on. Let's get him. Get here, you. Strange Sue. Go get yourself some cure. We've got antidote. Antidote, I tell you. She doesn't care for the antidote. We're gonna keep an eye on her. Strange Bob and Strange Sue. Oh. Eating a lot. Although it does look like contamination is going down, to be fair. So we'll keep an eye on her. We've got 1 day left of bad tide. And, oh, yep, our logs are going up a little bit faster now that we've slowed down the building a little bit. Strange Sue. I saw Strange Bob here somewhere as well. There's Strange Bob. Is he gonna go and get himself some antidote though? Now there's the question. Nope, he's kind of just, oh, he did actually. And it did just drop down a bit. One more go of antidote, and I think he might get himself cured. Strange Bob might not be so strange anymore. He might have a couple of after effects, you know, a slight twitch, a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a funny, crazy look in his eyes whenever you mention he's a little bit strange. You know, hey, these things could still be there, you know, these contamination leaves scars. Strange Bob is cured, and so is Strange Sue. Where's Strange Sue? Whoa, why is you on minus 16? No, cancel. Where are you? Why are you hungry and thirsty? Go eat, you crazy bugger. Strange Bob and Strange Sue. They're no longer strange. Well, they'll always be strange, but they're no longer contaminated. And open you. Right, now we do need to turn on all... Oh, we can get 3 going without any problem, because we have a few extra workers. Let's get those 3 up and running. And then this is where we make some tough decisions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take one more off you, because we most definitely... Oh, of course, I say tough decisions. In fact, let's pause 2 inventors. Turn you back on. Let's turn you back on. You can now 100% get going. Let's turn you as you're supposed to now. Close above contamination 1%. Yes, that's exactly what I want. And let's refill these water tanks. Of course, we can't turn on these ones just yet. Wait, why are you set to 1? No, close above a downstream depth of 0.5. Oh, strange. Just double check I'm happy with... Yep, those ones are still good. No, I don't know what happened to these guys. So anyway, we're going to keep building. I'm going to stick another builder in. Simply because we are getting a few more logs back now. We are, of course, getting a little bit further, but we've still got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24. That's, you know, still close to 300 logs required. But this is up and running. This is still up and running. We're also now getting this all replanted, which is fantastic. And it should now be safe from bad tide. How wonderful is that, ladies and gentlemen? So, yep, we'll get our reservoir up and running next. Then, of course, we're going to block this off. And, yeah, then we can actually... We're kind of at an early stage of, you know, actual flood and bad water safety. We can potentially think of expanding, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, seriously, I can start doing whatever comes next. Not entirely sure what there is anymore. I mean, we're getting metal, so that would be bad water, in fact. So we are getting metal. We've got scrap. We are continuing to get metal coming in. Of course. Why do we still have a demand of 200? I don't know. Someone was just gung-ho going for it, really. Let's see what's going on. That's going, that's going, that's going. Why aren't you going? We don't have storage for metal blocks. That could explain a lot. Right, so let's grab some storage for metal blocks. And I don't know. I feel that now we're kind of in a safety point. We can maybe even start to think about turning things around. Maybe. Maybe not quite yet. Who knows? I'm gonna go and... Oh, the question is, where do I want my scrap? We're gonna build it by here for now. Like I said. And let's go and put that as top priority. Let's go and make that metal blocks. Because quite frankly, we need more storage for metal blocks. And we have some antidote. Just in case anybody gets themselves contaminated in the future. And of course, let's go and... that back in there. That'll be pretty much the last thing they build. So I'm not worried about that. Unless, of course, you know, they've got nothing else to build. Then it could be one of the first things they build. Like this. Clearly we had a spare beaver running around. That is just fine. Absolutely fantastic. No goods in stock. You should be cutting. You should be cutting. Why? It seems to take a while to get off your ass and go and chop down those trees there. Let's just double check again. These are all marked for cutting. Oh, these ones aren't. I'll have those three as well, please. Oh, neither are these, actually. Let's not forget those guys. That would maybe explain a little bit why he was a little bit reluctant on the chomping. Go and clean this area up a little bit. You do know how I like my areas clean and tidy. A bit better. Let's go and unmark that. And unmark that. Done. Yeah, so the next thing we will be looking at is bad water production. Because then after that, you know, comes things like dynamite and, oh, the world is your oyster. That does take 5 metal per piece. We can get a couple of these. 10 gears, 20 logs. Again, we have plenty of gears. Logs are kind of doing okay. They're kind of pushing up. But, you know, is it any surprise, really, when we've got all this building? We're doing very well, though. We are doing very, very well. We might even, probably not, I was about to say beat the next drought. But I feel like we're going to have it announced at the beginning of the next day. If we don't, then I actually hold out a little bit of hope, folks. I'm not going to lie, I do hold out a little bit of hope. We are down to just having 2 levels to go. Unfortunately, though, they do have to be built 1 at a time, unlike these 2 being built 2 at a time. Yeah, I mean, they know they need to build these ones first. They know that's the build order. Oh, so like I said, if I'd gotten 1 more day, I would have been a bit more hopeful. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I mean, we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 144 logs required, and we are kind of running out. I'm going to go and pause this. So they don't come down here and start spending our logs. You are burrowing away there and getting those trees all replanted. Forest industry is struggling a wee bit. As is this one, to be honest. But we are getting lots of dandelions and lots of everything else. Now, I'm actually going to go and pause my paper mill. We do not need any more paper on 114. We are maxed out on antidote, which means you can now be paused as well. And that leaves us, wow, we've actually got 4 workers. Now, what can I do with these 4 workers? Let's go and turn you guys back on. Let's go and give you a 4th. And you guys are, let's go and put another farmer in for now. That'll do us just nicely. that will do us tip-top. Absolutely lovely. There's no point in putting any more builders in. We're stuck on 1 a turn, unfortunately. Like I said, if we'd had an extra day, could have been close. It could have been close. I am, however, just before drought hits, gonna turn these on because we can at least, you know, we can get a tiny reservoir of, what, 1 level? In fact, yeah, that's it. We get 1 level. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Just because we've got the hole here. Although, no, in fact, we can get a water... Yeah. We can get a water of... We can get a tiny, tiny reservoir, basically. It's not much, but hey, it might help us get through the next drought a smidge. And then, yeah, and then we will come down here and do this. We are looking like we're about to run out of logs, though. Things are about to stall, ladies and gentlemen. Things are about to stall. But then our industry is about to turn off as well. So, hey-ho, it's not that bad of a thing. Yeah. Logs. Yep, logs are looking slim. Slim, unfortunately. Let's hopefully he can get replanted as much of these as possible. So yeah, we're going to come and put our bad water up in here. We'll build... Ooh, I guess we'll build a road coming down here. It's not the most efficient path. Unfortunately. I don't actually know if a path here would be more efficient. Maybe we'll build both paths. I think it might be, actually. Let's just go and leave that there. Our bad water has a depth of... Let's see what that does. Not a lot, unfortunately. I feel like that could have gone 1 higher, but I think we were a little bit slow. I think we were just a little bit slow, to be honest. Oh, whoa, 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 of course, let's pause all of our water pumps. Try and keep the hydration going. And then we've got all our inventors turned on. We have no logs, unfortunately. We can... And then we have no power. Wow, we're going to have a lot of spare beavers here all of a sudden. Put a couple more on the hauling post. We are down to 4 spare beavers. And the question is, though, what can these 4 spare beavers do with all of their spare time? We may as well keep things going whilst I think of this, because I don't think there's really too much for them to, in fact, do. We could... There you go, let's just make them builders for now. We can... look at getting that bad water pump. Gears metal. No, it costs 20 logs. We will not be looking at getting that bad water pump. Although, in fact, I can't place it. That's not going to make any difference. It has a depth of 2. So if it was hanging off here, yep, that would reach. However, if it's hanging off there, that's non-viable, basically. In terms of a path... Now, if I was, however, to have it... hanging off here... then I would simply need to go and... bulk this up here. And then... a second one just there. Oh, apparently they can reach it as long as you don't put any logs in it. I don't mind. Yep, you can fit it. No, don't waste logs on it, you crazy beavers. The logs need to go up here. Calm yourselves down, lads. Calm yourselves down. Okay. Oh, they didn't quite get the message until it was too late. And let's go and put those 2 in there, but let's go ahead and pause those as well. And then, of course, let's go ahead and pause these platforms as well. They've gone and built one. That's okay. We'll keep focusing on this. There you have it. Our reservoir will be beautifully built. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have our bad water defense. We have our reservoir. I'm going to declare it built, even though we're, 15 logs off. Things are looking much, much better. Okay, no, nobody can quite reach these guys. Unfortunately, hopefully they'll slowly spread on their own. These guys are all completely and utterly wiped out. So you may as well be deleted. You could be turned on to get the last about 4 trees, which, you know what, might not be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and pause one of you guys. And then let's take away one of you guys. Haven't actually got that much stuff to build, to be honest. We can get a tiny bit more logs from down here. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So when we come back, we will start looking at being able to gather up some bad water. And along with that, we will then start thinking about what actually comes next. I mean, we've got a tiny bit more survival mode to get through. We've got this down here. But we are pretty much through survive. We're, of course, going to always have to keep an eye on our levels, our food, and our water. But we are pretty much through survival mode. And so what comes next is thrive. So we just need to decide what that looks like. What irrigation do we try and increase? Where do we spread water to? All of it. All of it. Absolutely all of it, ladies and gentlemen. How do we now expand and explode our beaver population? San Fran Beaver deserves to grow and be great. But, hey, it's finished, folks. It is finished. But on that, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have time for this episode. I'm not going to declare that we're ready for droughts and bad tides, whatever they may throw at us, because I've done that in the past and I've lived to regret it. So I'm simply going to say, I think we're going in the right direction. And so on that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and allow these people to keep building. And until we see you again, as per always, I hope that you will stay safe, happy, and healthy.